I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the all XY chromosome version of the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. It's a dude show today. I got Mr. Mobility, Charlie Odie, and myself live on the show. So it's been a long time since you and I've gotten to chat, man. Super Bowl happened last weekend.
Did
you were you surprised at the outcome?
I was surprised it was as bad as it was. Not surprised by who won.
And as bad as it was, still the highest rated Super Bowl of all time.
All those people that said, we're not watching it. What happened?
They watched it.
They accidentally turned it on by TV, probably did it by itself.
Yeah, what, 120 some million people? The U.S. alone streamed or watched it. And then Kendrick Lamar, the highest rated halftime show of all time.
Although apparently everyone said they hated it, but it's weird how that happens too.
So personally, I didn't hate it. I thought it sounded good. I thought it was artistically, visually appealing. I just know none of his music. Somehow that spot in life, I skipped over pop music for, and he doesn't get a lot of radio play, right? So
no.
If you want to listen to him, you have to seek him out. From what I understand, my daughter absolutely loved the halftime show. Correct.
He's got a lot of, not necessarily, I want to say controversial, but he's not really a poppy, he's not Drake.
Right. He's the anti-Drake.
Yes.
Right? And my daughter was explaining to me the beef, the diss, and that it was all out slicing Drake up.
Yeah, it's over now. I mean, at this point, there's nothing you can do to redeem yourself after that, because 120 million people just saw it.
Yeah, the largest ever halftime show,
and everyone in the stadium sang it.
Wow, insane. And I didn't and she explained the necklace.
Yeah, A minor.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I didn't know any of that stuff. Again, I can enjoy it and not understand it. And then as it goes and Corey explains it to me, now I kind of get it, and it's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Did your kids watch?
Half of them. Half of them did, yes. Oh, we can talk about Royal Rumble too, for sure. They got it. Because they're all the YouTubers know about the beef.
When your boys are playing football, right? Do they watch the games at all yet, or are they still just play and not watch?
They watch the highlights.
Gotcha.
They're that generation of, oh, this guy's a problem. And he has 2 highlights. You're no.
Do they ever watch the Nickelodeon version?
No. Not at all.
Because I see Adam Schefter's daughter's blowing up.
Yeah,
she's interviewed on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, she does well too.
Yeah,
she's very poised, very, very good behind the camera.
Yeah, it's kind of. I saw Schefter saying that he was her runner for media night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which, man, I would appreciate a runner anytime we're doing interviews at a live event.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that would help so much. My only beef with the whole thing, I wanted the Eagles to win. I'm a big Saquon guy. I'm I'm a big Vic Fangio guy. So I wanted them to win, but I was really disappointed the defense didn't win MVP. Someone from the defense should have won MVP because that is who won that game for the Eagles. Not taking anything away from Jalen. He played great. He was poised. When the lights are the brightest, that dude comes to play. But that defense won that game.
Yeah, I mean, the four up front should have won.
Yeah.
Just a four-man MVP.
The entire defensive line.
Yes. I'm sure. I'm seeing a lot of people that wanted old Cooper to win, but wonder why.
Have you seen the Dominique Foxworth that Cooper earned his what apostrophe?
No.
His name should now be DeJean Cooper. D''Jean Cooper.
That's right. Exciting lights.
Well, and that defensive line, like the guys who recorded the sacks, they're all free agents.
Yeah.
So can Philadelphia keep them, or are they going to be signed by the Bears?
They definitely won't go to the Bears.
The Bears have a really good defense. They're just missing a pass rush. And if you can be that missing component,
maybe you get Aiden in 2 years.
I ain't waiting 2 years, man. We need someone now.
You're gonna have to.
I mean, all the like I listen to all the local stuff. It's all like, should we go after Micah? Should we go after Miles? Should we go after Max Crosby? I don't want Max Crosby's too old. If I want anyone, it's Micah's the youngest at 25. That to me seems like the smartest play. Myles Garrett at 30. I still think he has probably 5 good years left.
What you need to do is trade up and get
Abdul Carter.
Abraham Carter. That's what it is.
Yeah, my worry for Abdul Carter, I know I see him like number 1 everywhere. He is not a big dude.
He is not.
He is ripped, and he is a physical specimen. But I just worry. I just worry that his body's not going to hold up in the NFL.
And Mike is not that big either.
He's bigger than Abdul Carter, but you never know what a year in the NFL does either.
Correct.
Like, can they get the weight on him? Yeah.
We'll slow it down. Yeah, it depends on what team he goes to, really.
Yeah. And right before I came down here, I saw that the Steelers have inquired to the Jacksonville Jaguars a package for Trevor Lawrence.
You don't want sunshine in Pittsburgh.
I am not a Steelers fan. My wife is, so in turn I have to watch it. But I never thought I would see that come. Like Trevor Lawrence, when he came out, was touchdown Jesus, man. Like he was the next dude, right? And he isn't that right now. So would Jacksonville move off of him?
They put a lot of money out.
It's a big contract to take on.
Deshaun's probably available. You can always go get him. And his torn ACL.
Oh, shoot. He won't get signed anywhere.
No. And he's still under contract for 2 more years.
Yeah, but even after that contract's up,
no, he's done.
It's over.
Take your money and get out, buddy.
What about AA, Ron? You think it's over?
No, I think somebody will pick him up. Probably Minnesota.
So he follows the exact same Brett Favre trajectory.
Yep.
That'd be funny. I don't think Minnesota picks him up. No way, no how. With the team they have right now.
Well, they're not bringing Darnold back. You know what you have with JJ yet.
I've heard Raiders for Aaron. I've heard Tennessee Titans.
They wouldn't do that. That's a nowhere. You're going nowhere with that.
They have a good defense, but man, their offense is in shambles. Well, you just take Devontae Adams, get him from the Jets, take Aaron, just build it all up again in Tennessee.
Devontae gonna go back to the Raiders?
I don't think it goes back to the Raiders, but he might go to Tennessee.
You can just go to Kansas City, where all the receivers seem to go to die.
Here's my question: like, at one point as a pro athlete, do you face the mirror and truly believe what you see? Because man, there's a lot of guys that just can't either clean up their act or can't. There's so much money on the table that you're giving up, and most of it's because you're not self-aware.
Well, because you've never been challenged in your life to be better. He's basically done whatever he wanted since middle school. I mean, look at baby Gronk. What's that kid gonna do in his life?
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing.
I mean, he's got $1 million already, and he's 11 or something like that.
Yeah, do you think the NIL is just going to make it worse?
Yes, until they get regulations on it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all these guys are leaving college. These coaches are like, I'm not dealing with this crap.
I think the surprising thing to me with NIL and college football is the coordinators are just leaving left and right.
Yeah.
Like they're switching between teams faster than we see head coaches.
I mean, that whole Knowles thing, I was like, what? That seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, to leave Ohio State and go to Penn State.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly. I get Chip Kelly going back to the NFL, but
Yeah.
man, it just like, and then Penn State's lost their running backs coach to the same gig on another team.
Yeah, that's what's weird. They're getting the same job.
Yeah, like they're not getting promoted. They're just
getting more money
for the same gig.
3.1 million. Get you out the door, I guess.
You know, Pat McAfee says it all the time that this is now Penn State's time because they've graduated more CEOs than any other university in the country. And now that they're allowed to put their money in the pot.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. You still have James Franklin, which is a problem.
Well, that Notre Dame game wasn't James Franklin's problem. That was a offense coordinator, Kinnicky, not running the ball. When you're averaging 9 yards a carry and you go away from the run, that's just
I'll show you're smarter than everyone else.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I'll show you. I'm not a run team.
Those two running backs were running at will.
We're going to throw it to receivers that no one knows their name and haven't done anything all year. Seems like a good idea.
Well, the good news is quarterback's back next year. Running backs are back next year. We didn't have any receivers anyway, other than Tyler Warren, and we seem to be the next tight end university because we've gotten 5 stars out the wazoo behind them.
Well, yeah, you're going to be the only receiver on the team, so
yeah,
if you want all the balls, come on over.
You want to be a top 10 pick, man. Well, a little bit of CrossFit stuff. This came out 2 days ago. And I know we're going to go more in depth on Sunday night with Carolyn because this was big for her. But WFP, the World Fitness Project, Will Morad's gig, came out with their 2025 movement list. This has been something the PFAA has asked for with CrossFit forever, is to have a glossary of movements and the standard of that movement. Now, this does not have the standard. It just has a list of movements that could come up during the competitive season. And all of the movements have to come from this list. And everybody's like, well, what about the unknown and the unknowable? Well, when you look at this list, if you can figure out what's coming, this is just page 1. Here are the dumbbell movements. Here are the kettlebell movements. Here are the strongman movements. Here's some other. Here's some barbell, gymnastics, monostructural, burpee, axle bar. So what is that, like 150 movements?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can make how many combinations? Millions to make a workout.
Right.
I did notice that they have swimming in a pool, but they do not have open water swim. I don't know if you can see that, but we'll blow it up.
I like how they specified it.
Shuttle runs, regular run on a treadmill.
Do you have to touch the ground on the shuttle run?
All of the burpee. Burpee broad jump. Burpee over a block. Burpee muscle ups.
Burpee muscle up.
Burpee ring muscle up, burpee bar muscle up.
How do you?
Just like a burpee pull up. Burpee
Dangerous.
jump up, do the muscle up.
Somebody's getting hurt on a burpee ring muscle up. Still things are swinging here and just waiting for a chest to pop.
Lots of gymnastics.
All walk with a handstand push up. Ooh. So you got to do a facing handstand push up.
One comment that I did see somewhere was no strict movements other than handstand push up.
Strict wall facing. Oh,
Yeah, still a handstand push up though.
Yeah.
No strict pull ups, no strict muscle ups.
When is this happening?
So the first tour event is in Indianapolis in May.
Okay.
The first qualifier is like 6 weeks before that, but they've opened up the challenger window for you to register.
So you can't do both.
You can. You can.
You're just going to be.
So like if you did the affiliate semifinal and you qualify, you're pretty much clear to do this until the games.
I mean, to me, it's people play football every week. Like it's like, what? I don't know why you gotta wait that long to work out.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's to do things the way you've always done them and try to do both is probably impossible. You're going to have to adjust the way you train.
Yeah.
And Carolyn has said this on our show. She's never been one to like up volume for the games or her idea is to be ready to compete all year round. She just doesn't have time to put in 6 hours a day with teaching grading, doing all that stuff. Like she has an hour in the morning and an hour in the afternoon, and she just tries to stay at whatever her peak is for the season.
But your peak is pretty freaking good.
Right. So, there's other people that work and do that probably as well. It's just we hear all the stories of, well, I do 4-hour session in the morning and a 4-hour session in the afternoon. And how much of those sessions are you actually working out?
Right. Or you're just preparing to work out.
Right. Body work, stretching, mobility, cold tub. Talking with your training partner.
Oh, yeah. Well, what should we do? No, let's not do that.
Right. When you and I used to work out, half of our class was us just discussing
what weight are we putting on here?
And then you lied to me and put a change plate on at the end, so you beat my score.
Well, that's a given. You got to do that. You're not buddies unless you're doing that.
Yeah. So
throw Sprinks out of there because he's doing too much.
Right. Right. It's funny. Our buddy Sprinks, he started getting the little ticky-tacky injuries, and it's funny what's been removed from his movement list.
Oh. Is he still going to where's he at? Players?
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, there's no reason for me to do X anymore. I'm 52 years old.
I'm 52 years old. I don't need to do that anymore. What am I doing that for?
I'm good. And I'm kind of with them, man. We talked about this. Polaris in the month of January had blackout January. So you couldn't see the workout until you got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they put it in 8:00 the night after, so you could log your score. And it took it back to like those early days when we had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Did they actually have people show up?
Oh yeah. There was an incentive if you averaged 4 days a week for the month of January during that blackout time, you got like a cup.
Oh.
That like a mini blender bottle. And to show that you did it. And I want to say 50 people probably got it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I was not one of them. But I tried.
There's two schools of thought on that. You can either want to know and decide, or you just don't want to know. Because if you know, then you ain't going.
Yeah, I remember I started the month with AFib and getting shocked back into rhythm, which set me back, and I was never going to make it to the average.
Yeah.
So.
Unless you went every day.
Yeah. Which this body can't handle every day.
Not anymore. You got to make decisions in life of take a rest day.
Unless you're Corey and you have these big goals, and I ain't got those big goals anymore.
How old is Corey now? Is he still in the young man's group?
He's in your group, right? He's still 45 to 49.
All I know is I see the Imam company reposting his stuff. 48. This dude. You're killing my excuses, bud.
Yeah. You know what happens this year for me?
The big one?
This is my
over to
I'm 55 to 59 now. I get the
I was gonna say.
weights. I get to do push-ups.
Push-ups on your knees. Like, it's a heavy barbell. Nope, it's a dumbbell. 35.
20-pound dumbbell snatches. That yeah, it's going to be interesting. That just means that like it's going to expose my cardio even more.
Oh yeah,
My lack thereof.
It's light once you go fast, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, how about give me the 75? At least I have an excuse.
Yeah. So you can drop it, and you're like, you see how loud it was? It's heavy.
Yeah, the 21, it's like just toss it to myself over my head.
Then all of a sudden you see red. You're like, whoa, that's only 4 reps. Time out.
We know there. Dave said there's going to be a repeat in this open. The only one I don't want it to be is that I think it was 20.1 with the double dumbbell thruster, the jump rope, and
yeah,
I think toes to bar.
I think you're right. Yeah.
You and I were so concussed trying because of our lack of mobility on those double dumbbell thrusters.
Yes. Just holding you out front going, oh God.
I put it on my shoulders, squat, stand, press, down.
Yeah, there's no hip hop on the press. It's just strict press up.
Yep. Front squat, strict press.
We needed those for toes to bar.
Yeah, I think there was a 19 for the double under, but who knows? There weren't a lot of those dumbbell thrusters, thank God. Mm-hmm. It was like 4 or 5 in each.
It's just enough.
But it didn't take long to get through a set of those. Right. And then you're back to them really quick.
Mm-hmm.
That was awful.
We just need a straight bench press in there.
Yeah. These stupid dumbbell movements, man. Just give me a barbell and let me do a thruster.
Just let me do a thruster. Let me hold it out in front of me, not let it touch me at all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, it's been a crazy week. I've been on this project, actually 2 projects for 2 weeks. My job goes where like I lead a deployment and then I don't lead another one for 3 months. Mm. Now it takes like 3 or 4 weeks to get through the one. So basically it's month on, month off as you go. Man, last night I was working till 7 and finally finished it. I feel like a new man today. Before today, my neck was frozen. I couldn't move it. My arm was all like wonky from cramps and stress. Woke up this morning like, hey man, I feel like I'm 53 instead of 55.
I could go run a marathon. Well, no.
No.
4, 6 toes, and 24 dubs. 20 minutes.
Yeah, I knew the dubs was a stupid number.
24.
Yeah, like the 6 toes to bar and the 24 dubs took no time at all. And then you and I would just struggle mightily through the 4 dumbbell thrusters.
Because was it 50?
Yep. 50s. Yeah. Yep.
It's right around the corner.
I was telling Charlie before we came on air, you know, I mentioned it on here that there's an executive order to bring all state workers back to work here in Ohio, and they gave the deadline of March 17th. Well, we got an email from our director today saying that they're trying to get the plan put together, and currently we have 100 open seats to bring people back to work too. And there's 1,500 people that need to come back to work.
Math ain't mathin'.
So I love when the executives make the governor and his team make these decisions and without any kind of evidence of how this is going to happen. Because there ain't no way.
Right. It's a 6-year project.
Well, and it's an executive order, which expires like 5 days after he leaves office. So you could go through all of this. And if the next governor's like, nope, not continuing that, it's just over.
Yep.
Yeah, 150 people share a desk.
Yeah.
Right now, that's the plan.
It's a really big desk.
How many government people does it take to write a document? Well, 150 because they're all squeezed into one cube.
You all have to use one pen.
And then it was announced that, the lieutenant governor filled J.D. Vance's seat.
Oh, yeah.
With the Senate.
Mr.
And the governor nominated Jim Tressel.
Mm-hmm. Senator Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel to be the lieutenant governor.
He knows how to run it.
What has Jim Tressel done other than coach a football team?
He's got a national championship. What else do you need?
He's just trying to get
and cool sweater
points. That's it.
He's still coaching?
Everyone around one big conference, 150 people around each conference table. Hope everyone chose to use deodorant today.
Mm-hmm. Hope you're not just coming off a workout.
So what did you ask about?
Oh, yeah, he was president of Youngstown State.
Yeah. That's where he coached before Ohio State, right?
Yep.
Like everybody I have met that has met him says he's just a special guy, like super likable, has the memory that you would not like, can remember everybody's name and their family and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe it's a good choice. I just don't know much about his background.
The stories of him are like, if you ask him what time it is, he'll tell you like, well, the clock started back in 1842 with, you're like, what? Just want to know what time it is.
Yeah. So Monster Games, is that the first 4 Monster Games, Corey, in Missouri? You doing another big comp?
Jackson.
Is this senior?
Jackson.
Ooh, someone's getting loud in the office.
What'd you say?
Yes, sir. Doing my last qualifier this morning. There's a connection between them and Legends. And I think you get, if you do something there, you get an automatic bid to Legends the following year. I don't know. If I'm wrong, Corey or Andrew will definitely tell me. They're way more connected into that than I am. But still stoked for the Masters games coming to Columbus.
That'll be cool.
I'm going to have a party at my house beforehand. Maybe smoke some ribs or some brisket. Have people over. That's what
That'll be cool.
It's not.
If he wins, he gets an automatic bid to Legends.
What do you mean if? Win, you win.
There you go. But yeah, like I'm doing some kind of party when that comes, and if any listeners are in town for that or whatever, they can stop by, hang out for a little bit, get to know each other, and then hopefully we get to shoot a behind the scenes again. And now we got more people here in Columbus to help out with that, make it a bigger production.
I like it.
So
what's the date on that again?
It is like the third week in August. Probably just as the kids are going back to school.
Oh, yeah.
There's some badass dude in my division. I ain't going to call a shot. No way. You mean that guy that's won the games like 5 times? Named Jason Grubb. He does every competition. And he gets automatic bids left and right. He doesn't need to take them all.
Listen, you never know what could happen.
You beat him in one event at Legends.
He can have a dog run across the thing, trip over it. Slows his time down. Now he's last place in the event. Now he's out.
Yeah, as of this morning, Grubb isn't signed up. It's actually a stacked division with Ryan Redke and Grubb and Chris Anderson, I think. There's a lot of heavy hitters in that division.
But they ain't from Louisiana.
They ain't. Had to deal with snow this year, toughened them up.
Mm-hmm.
He got to do those rocky workouts, carrying logs in the snow.
Put people in the back of a wagon and did some sumo deadlifts.
Is Rocky IV the greatest training montage in any movie?
Yes. Not the greatest Rocky movie, but training montage, yes.
Training montage. Yeah. And it's up there on soundtrack.
Yes.
It's got a little bit of that 80s synthesizer
in
the background. Dolph Lundgren strict pressing 580 pounds.
And then just taking a shot of aminos. What do you think?
Yeah. A shot of aminos. Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's what Russia was known for in the 80s.
Some leucine.
Their amino acid.
Some glutamine.
Yeah. One of the greatest videos I ever saw in the CrossFit Space is Arm & Hammer dissecting the training montage from Rocky.
Oh, yes. I remember that. I need to watch that again. I remember watching that. That was great.
Counting up the steel weights that Dolph had on his bar.
Didn't
he's strict pressing 580 pounds.
Yes, that's what it was.
And people were standing right in front of him with no worry that he's going to drop this bar.
Steel plates, not even the rubber plates.
But he was in that padded room with the indoor track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I miss Armin too. He was so creative with some of his stuff. When I first found him, he had just done a video where he was pretending that CrossFit HQ had snipers in the grass around his house. And he was avoiding the snipers while working out.
It might have been a real story. Who knows?
Yeah, true. I mean, he's the only one the only person I know that got kicked out of the games.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I do miss him a lot. He's been on our show, I think, twice.
Yeah.
Some of the best conversations we've had on here. But oh my gosh, if you have not seen him do the Rocky IV training montage, and he knew he was never going to be able to monetize it, but he just wanted to do it so bad that he put it up there anyway. And you got to respect that. Scale is needed. Podcast was good. And Charlie and I become great friends with Chase. From that, it sometimes they went off the rails a little far for me. But yeah, Corey, you've got to find it. It will make your day watching that Rocky montage. He analyzes every movement that they do and whether it's even physically possible or not.
I mean, 500 strict press, of course.
Yeah, but he goes through like the rocks in the netting with the pulley, the wagon with the people in it, hanging off of the hay bale doing sit-ups like a GHD. The off the rails part was probably why I liked it so much. Yeah, the Sand podcast, sometimes the off the rails was the best part, but sometimes they went in places and they were all like wicked smart. Sometimes they just lost me. But yeah, I mean, I watched it a lot. I probably watched every episode for a while.
There you go. That'll make your afternoon.
Yep. You can thank me later. It's got to be one of the top 5 videos ever produced in the CrossFit space. Well, I think I
might go watch it after this.
Yeah. Get me through the afternoon. I also we'll finish on this. It took me 2 watches. Corey put the link in the chat, so if you are interested, there it is. I watched the Tier SoCal documentary that Tier did with the Team USA versus the world, or Team North America versus the world. It's really good. If you have an hour plus time, it's really talking about the strategy they used, how they all kind of needed this come together after the games, and how like it starts out really friendly, and as the weekend goes on, it gets more competitive, and they don't want to talk to the other team much. So it's really good. I would highly recommend it. But it, like, one example is they talk about the weightlifting event. North America knew they were going to lose, so they let Ariel go out because she had just finished a strength cycle and wanted to see where she was at. So they let her go lift against Tia just to see where she was at, because they knew no matter what she put up, there was no way that they were going to be able to, the guys were going to be close enough to Guy to make a difference.
I mean, Guy's just ridiculous. It's just
They're for watercolor.
Exactly. Yeah. And they even talk about like family members asking them, is he really that much stronger than you guys? And like Vellner and Adler going, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Hard yes.
He is really that much stronger. And so I think I really appreciated that self-awareness, which we kind of talked about earlier in the show, is that no matter what they do, they are not coming close to Guy. And then And then Ariel tied Tia in that event, which I never saw coming ever.
So we never know who's the fittest mom in America then.
Well, lifting is one thing. There's also a part in the where Danielle Brandon says, if Tia wants to go out and try to take us on everything, let her. She's gonna wear down, and they show Tia the video, and Tia's like, F that, bring it on.
Yeah, that's probably don't want to do that.
Oh, she was lit up, Tia. She tried to take them all on. Almost did it. But
sometimes you just gotta let a lion sleep.
Yeah.
Don't poke it. Don't poke it.
No need to poke that bear. Yeah, but it's a good video. Check it out if you can. We're getting closer to the Open starting. We're getting closer to more CrossFit news coming through. With that, it's been a fun day of just XY chromosomes on the show. And if you want to click that link that Corey popped up there, enjoy your afternoon of work today. With that, guys, it's been awesome spending the day with you. I'll try to be back tomorrow for a lunch with the Clydesdale, and then back on normal schedule now that these projects are over for a little bit, but we'll see. With that, we'll see everybody next time on the Clydesdale Media Roundtable. Peace.